It was a great day for Jim Cassidy. A beautiful ride on Omnicore to win the Derby. The big disappointment of the Derby was Omnicore's stablemate Bozam. One of the other highlights of the day was the great win by Sky Fallu in the Gadsden. Sky Fallu ran a new track record. Who rode him? Jim Cassidy. A great day for Cassidy. 3 winners at Flemington on Derby Day.
Racing at the first attempt. Our Poetic Prince was well away on the inside. The boy grabs hold of it. Omnicore heads it off. And here's Ascot Lane and Crush charging across from the outside, and Ascot Lane's in front. Ascot Lane to the rails at the judge, led about a length to Crush second, 3 lengths to Omnicore third. They were followed by Prince Silent pulling hard. Nixon's run right off the track. I think the bit might have gone through its mouth. Going out of the straight now, Ascot Lane's 10 lengths in front of Crush, who's slowing up to a walk from Omnicore. Nixon out wide's going up to be second now. Nothing wants to chase after the leader. Prince Silent wide. Our Poetic Prince on the inside, and they're followed by Hunter, a length and a half further back in the field, Corso Plus. Carpstad the rails, Bronx Bomber the centre, a length and a half, Bozam. Marwong on the inside, a length and a half further back, Royal Centurion all ashore, and last of all, Lord Westminster. Ascot Lane led to the 1700 by 6 lengths to Nixon, slowing a little now. 4 lengths away Omnicore, and 2 lengths further back then Corso Plus, charging around them as they slow up. Crush on the rails next, and a length further back Poetic Prince, followed closely by Hunter. Then Carpstad from Bronx Bomber, a length to Bozam and Marwong. 1.5 to Royal Centurion, and then All Ashore and Lord Westminster. At the 1400 and the leader Ascot Lane, he's given his head a little bit more, about 4 lengths now. Second is Nixon, and a length and a half Corso Plus, 2.5 to Omnicore. About 3 lengths then to going forward Bronx Bomber. A length further back in the field came Prince Silent the outside and crushed the rails. 1.5 Poetic Prince, a half to Hunter, and there followed further back a length to Carpstad from Bozam. 1 further back Royal Centurion, Marwong, a length All Ashore and Lord Westminster. 1,000 out, and Ascot Lane's only a length in front of Nixon, who's pulling hard. Racing greenly too, a length Corso Plus. 1.5 Omnicore, Bronx Bomber the outside. Crush going okay from Prince Silent, then Hunter. Our Poetic Prince is back in the middle of the field. He's lost a little bit of ground, but still under restraint. Here's Bozam going round the outside, starting to make a little bit of ground at this stage, and Royal Centurion is trying to follow it around the field from Marwong, and then Lord Westminster, Carpstad all ashore. Into the straight, Nixon hanging badly is almost up with his leader, which is Ascot Lane. In the centre, Corso Plus is also there. Ascot Lane kicked away a little bit. They were followed then by Crush under the whip, Hunter out wide, and let's see, further back in the field is All Ashore. Bozam can't win, and our Poetic Prince going for a rails run. They've got to Ascot Lane at the 200. If he gets through our Poetic Prince, he might beat them. Ascot Lane in front, Omnicore the challenger, and our Poetic Prince the rails. Omnicore's going home better. Omnicore's taken the lead, and it's going to win from All Ashore. Ascot Lane's run third, and ahead to our Poetic Prince fourth from Hunter. Where are these other good horses? Further back in the field then, let's see, Bronx Bomber, Bozam back in the middle of the field with Carpstad, Prince Silent, Corso Plus, Lord Westminster. Royal Centurion didn't get warm today. Nixon's hung all the way. Marwong second last, and Crush's run last.
Well, Jim, congratulations on winning the Derby. Big thrill for you.
Oh, great thrill, Wayne. It's, you know, coming to Flemington this time of year, it's always good to ride in these races, but when you can kick one home and get a bit of the money, it makes it pretty good.
Well, it's a second Derby win for you, one on Handy Proverb. Is he as good as Handy Proverb, this fellow?
Well, I don't really like to compare horses as such, but you know, he's won the Derby, so the record, it's on the board. I'll leave it at that.
Let's not take anything away from it.
That's for sure.
Jim, the run that you had in the race, everything went okay according to plan?
Went absolutely to plan. Well, there was no plan. I said to Bart before the race, what do you want me to do? And he said, well, I'll leave it up to you. So that was good enough for me, and I thought if there's going to be speed on, I'd like to be in the first 4 or 5, and I was right there out of trouble, and from the half mile in, I knew that the 2 favourites had to come from behind me to beat me, and I was travelling sweet. I hadn't spent any money, or, you know, I just cruised along, and you know, from then in, I always travelled well.
All right, well, congratulations on that performance. Just going back to one of the earlier races in the Wakeful, Sandy's Pleasure. She looked as though she was a little bit unlucky because she wanted to go very keenly early.
Yeah, she sort of puzzled me, but she hit the ground running, and I think she thought she was in a 5 furlong race, the way she wanted to go early, but it was a bit unfortunate because I think she would have won the race otherwise. You know, she got out to lead by some 7 or 8 lengths, and she got beat 3/4 of a length, so I think this says it all.
by 2 lengths. Military Plumes being eased back, and Palmyra Bay led early from Damsel. King of Brooklyn's going up 3 deep to take them on. A length and a half. Rubiton up there 4th today from Rosedale pulling. Then a length further back, Belciano, who's gone up on the rails. A length and a half now, Military Plume from Drought there, followed by Secret Seal, and last of all, Kenzai. At the 1600 now, and King of Brooklyn took over about a length and a half, Palmyra Bay, and Wonder Rubiton. He settled pretty well now, 3rd, a length and a half, Damsel. Then Rosedale, the outside of Belciano, Wonder Military Plume. A length further back is Drought, and a length then too at the rear of the field, Kenzai moving around Secret Seal. As they went past the 1300 metres, and the leader, King of Brooklyn, put on a bit of pace now, raced out 2.5 lengths to Rubiton up 2nd, Palmyra Bay losing ground, then about 3 lengths to Rosedale, passing Damsel, a length and a half, Belciano held in a pocket by Military Plume, 2 to Drought, is travelling well from Kenzai, and last Secret Seal. At the 1000, and the leader, King of Brooklyn, 2.5 lengths to Rubiton, about 3 or 4 lengths Palmyra Bay. There's Military Plume moving quickly up on the outside past Rosedale. Drought's gone up to follow it now on the outside, and they're followed by Belciano, who's off the fence from Kenzai. Secret Seal last, Damsel just in front of it on the corner. And the leader, King of Brooklyn, 2 lengths to Rubiton, a length to Military Plume, and 1 length away, Drought to the outside, Palmyra Bay. Then Rosedale the centre, and Belciano, followed by Kenzai, Secret Seal into the straight. And the leader is King of Brooklyn, 2 lengths to Rubiton, a length and a half, Military Plume, and Drought to the outside from Belciano. King of Brooklyn clear. Harry's hard at work on Rubiton. He's not responding too well. Military Plume and Drought sticking with him. It's King of Brooklyn in front. Rubiton's getting to him now. Then came Military Plume and Drought. Rubiton's got to King of Brooklyn. He's taken the lead with 100 to go. He's in front. Military Plume's grabbing him. King of Brooklyn's coming again. It's a race. Rubiton a nose in front and 1. Rubiton's just beaten King of Brooklyn at a head away, Military Plume. They were followed then by Rosedale, a lovely Melbourne Cup run. Drought disappointing behind them with Belciano, Damsel, Kenzai, Secret Seal didn't give a yelp.
Well, Harry, congratulations. Another great effort by Rubiton.
Thank you very much, Wayne, yes.
Any worries?
Oh, look, I didn't really ever feel he was going to be beaten, and I was trying to win and be as kind to him as possible, but win the race. Had I got the whip out on him, he possibly would have found about half a length.
Right. Well, you were happy enough with him today?
I was.
Is he the best horse in Australia?
I think he proved that without beyond.
All right, Harry, what about the best horse in the world?
Well, look, I don't care. They don't, I don't care. I go and ride him.
Now they're settling. Dalgetty a bit toey now. Lights, racing. And they've jumped away pretty well on the inside. Dancing Poet began well from Ever Ready. Dalgetty badly checked there. Princely Heart away well from Society Bay. And there goes the charge down the outside. Sky for Lou was leading down the outside now, and Special's gone over there with them, and Lord Scotia from Marchakita when they settle down into stride. Then Majestic Moss on the flat side now, and Ever Ready had gone to the lead about a length and a half from Dancing Poet, followed by Princely Heart is up 3rd. Dalgetty is 4th. Then Christmas Tree, Society Bay, Take My Picture. They were followed by Bit of a Lark, Coalpack a long way back with Rendu. Kenny Lass is absolute last. Down the outside, Sky for Lou just in front of Special, Majestic Moss. Targlish looking for room, and Marchakita, and then Lord Scotia. 400 to go. Ever Ready on the flat side, kicked away 3 lengths in front of Princely Heart, hard ridden. Then Rendu and Coalpack starting to run on as they gather up Ever Ready. The outside's with them. Marchakita's coming home hard, isn't Targlish and Sky for Lou. The outside might be just in front. Sky for Lou's the leader, I reckon, out wide from Ever Ready. Ever Ready and Sky for Lou, but Sky for Lou's going to win it. Sky for Lou's beaten Targlish a length. Ever Ready 3rd, Marchakita 4th. 5th in the race then Princely Heart, followed by Special, who couldn't go on today, from Majestic Moss and Lord Scotia. They were followed by Society Bay, Dancing Poet, Dalgetty, Christmas Tree further back with Rendu and Coalpack. Bit of a Lark is back in that bunch of horses. Kenny Lass, not a yelp today. And Take My Picture, one of the last. The line's good, the light's on, they're racing. Colour Page away quickly from Prince Witan south of Belmont. They were followed by, moving up on the outside, Bound to Rain, who's headed them off now. On the outside, Scavilla got away well, and they're followed by Rising Fear on the outside. They're followed by Sand Song behind them, and Bourbon Boy. Out of the straight they race now, and the leader, Bound to Rain. About a length and a half here to Rising Fear. there. Scarvilla's got in onto the rails third from Bourbon Boy, and Colour Page fifth on the fence from Sansong, 2 to Prince Witan. South of Belmont next, and then came Priceless Prince, Von Anthony, and Northern Planet is last. 2,000 out, and Bound to Rain, a length and a half to Rising Fear. A similar distance to Scarvilla, 1 to Bourbon Boy, 2 to Colour Page, and 2 to Sansong. They're out 4 lengths to South of Belmont now, and Prince Witan outside it. 3 lengths to Von Anthony. Then came Priceless Prince and Northern Planet last at the 1800. Heading towards the 16, and Bound to Rain by a little over a length to Rising Fear. A length and a half Scarvilla tucked in on the fence outside at Bourbon Boy. 2 lengths to Colour Page. The 2 favourites are both settled well. Then a length and a half Sansong, 2.5 lengths south of Belmont and Prince Witan, 3 to Von Anthony. Next Priceless Prince, and 3 lengths to Northern Planet. 1,400 out in the Dalgetty, and the leader Bound to Rain, a little over a length to Rising Fear. A length further back Scarvilla, just shading Bourbon Boy. 1.5 to Colour Page. Cassidy's going for 4 wins on this. They're followed closely by Sansong, 2 to Prince Witan, and then south of Belmont, and they've got out about 6 lengths clear of Von Anthony. With it, Priceless Prince and Northern Planet last. Heading to the 1,000 now, and the leader is still Bound to Rain. About a half length to Rising Fear, getting closer now. A length to Scarvilla in the box seat. Half to Bourbon Boy, a length and a half Colour Page. He's sticking to the rails at this stage as they come towards the corner. Sansong's gone up outside him, and then a length and a half south of Belmont, hard ridden from Prince Witan. 2 to Priceless Prince, Von Anthony, and last Northern Planet. They're on the corner, 600 out, and Rising Fear had gone up on the outside to join the leader. Bound to Rain and Rising Fear together on the corner. Moving up 3 deep, Sansong. Scarvilla looking for a run, so is Colour Page as they turn for home, and Bourbon Boy there but under the whip. In the straight they race, and Rising Fears hit the front narrowly from Bound to Rain. On the outside now, Scarvilla's got out. Colour Page is running on only fairly. Cassidy's had to go for the whip as Scarvilla raced to the lead. Now Colour Page is responding. It's Scarvilla in front, Colour Page under the whip, out after him, and Rising Fear still there. Scarvilla the leader. Colour Page is not getting to him at the moment. The Darwin Cup winner in front, hanging on Scarvilla, and he's going to win it. Scarvilla qualifies for the Melbourne Cup, wins the Dalgetty. A length to Colour Page, Rising Fear third. 4 lengths away Sansong. It was followed by Bound to Rain, who weakened. Behind them Bourbon Boy, Priceless Prince. Then south of Belmont, well back in the field, Von Anthony, Prince Witan, and last home Northern Planet.